back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. If so, you can subscribe. The button is down below because you don't want to miss another upload. But today's video is going to be a full face of nothing new, and actually this is not the look that I created in the video. I actually filmed this video yesterday in my time, like I filmed it yesterday, and I completely forgot to film an intro because I just started off by like I wanted to come on with the look. I don't know why, I just did, but I guess you're getting a surprise of what the look will be anyways and stuff. So yeah, like I said, today's video is a nothing new pretty much. Like none of the products that I was using were new, and some of them were products I hadn't used in a while. So I really enjoyed filming this and doing like a look that I felt like, you know, it's a look. I actually love the look and I feel like I'm gonna be wearing that look, you know, more often. And yeah, so if you're ready to see full face of nothing new on my face, it's not actually this, like I said, it's not this look, it's not this face. Well, I guess it is this face, just not this look. You're in the right place, just keep on watching. So let's get started. I'm super excited. I always watch these videos, but I haven't. I've kind of done a video like this before. I don't know if I called it the title, like nothing new, but I'm excited. So actually I think I'm gonna start with the eyes today because the palette I'm using, it's hard to pick like a palette I haven't used in a while because there are a couple I haven't used in a while, but I was like, not feeling that. But I haven't used this one in a couple months, I think. So I'll use this one today, but you'll see that in a second. We're actually gonna start with primer. I did prime my face with my Project hand primer, and I've been doing the method where you put on your moisturizer, you let it sit in for like 5 to 10 minutes, then you put on your primer and let it sit in for 5 to 10 minutes. But since we're starting with the eyes first, I figured I would do primer. I love this method, and a lot of my primers I do use pretty frequently, but this one I haven't used in a hot minute. This is from Emani. This is their 7-in-1 serum primer. They actually sent me 3-4 of their products, and this one I really liked for a while. I remember using this a lot last summer, but I haven't used it in a bit, so I figured I would give it a good old try today. It's basically just like a gripping primer, and for a while I thought it was breaking me out, but I don't know, we're gonna try it again. I haven't used it in such a long time, but I really like it because it is a gel primer. Like I like the consistency, I just don't know if it broke me out when I was using it, and I have like hormonal breakouts right now, so I don't even know if I'll be able to tell if it did break me up. But I just like to apply this and kind of, yeah, it's very gripping, so wherever you apply it over it sticks to it, so it's very tacky, and I just love that feeling, and I just feel like it does make your makeup look good. I just don't know like breakouts wise if this is great for my skin, but it is like a nice primer, you know. Formula wise, I really do like it, but I don't know. Okay, and then we're gonna let that sit in for 5 minutes. Even though it is gripping, I do like to still let something like that sit on my skin. So it's like the first thing I haven't used in a while, but formula wise, like I said, I do really like it. Now, normally I would use concealer as my primer, but I'm gonna use an actual eyeshadow primer since we are starting out with the eyes today. And I'm gonna use the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion. This is the only one that I do own. I don't really like eyeshadow primers. I just don't really feel like they do much for like the price. This one I've always gotten on sale, but I just don't feel like they really do much for my eyelids. I don't really find that I have oily eyelids anymore. I feel like I used to. Eyeshadow primers just, I feel like they don't do much. Like they're cool, they're fine, but like I don't see like the payoff with it, if you know what I mean. But I'm still gonna use one today just instead of using concealer, because I feel like, I don't know. I'll give it back to the Urban Decay primer, and this is one when I use this up, which I feel like will never happen. I will probably not repurchase. Definitely not repurchase. What am I talking about? So I kind of like to rub it under my eyes as well, and then go on my lid to my brow bone. And then nothing new. It is getting dark. I hope it doesn't like go pitch black. It was sunny for a while. I mean, I still have a light, so that's good. But I'm gonna take the same setting colors. That's nothing new for me. It's just taking the setting colors from my Project pan, and I'm gonna go ahead and set my lids with this. These are things that I always have to do. It just really works. So I always do that. Up to the brow, kind of in the inner corner, but we're gonna put concealer there, so that really doesn't matter. But the palette we're gonna be using today is the Carli bybel and Anastasia palette. I really like this. A lot of people hate this, but I haven't used this palette in a couple months. I kind of break from it because I was using it every day and it's kind of repetitive even for me, even though I do love it. So we're gonna do that today, and I'm thinking about using different colors than I usually do. I don't think I've used the Aura shade, Aurora. That's like how I like to say it, but I don't think it's spelled the same way. time, but we're gonna use this one today since I haven't used it in a couple of months. I could have went with other palettes I haven't used in a while, but I decided since I haven't used this in a couple of months that I would play with this, and this is nothing new. Honestly, it's honestly on sale, so if you are interested in it, I would recommend it. I really like it. Some of the shimmers, I will admit, aren't like perfect, but like you can work with them, and that's what matters to me, and I love the mattes. So I'm gonna start off with the shade Shy. This is one of my favorite shades, mid-toned, defining brown color, and I'm just going to lightly put this into the crease. It's not like necessarily super precise, but we're kind of just going for it. Going outer corner, inner corner, blending this, and I kind of go up with it. That's just how I do it, but the mattes are very pigmented. I don't know why people think they aren't, but they are. And yeah, inner corner, outer corner. Really blend this. And then I'm gonna mix it with bybel, which is like I don't know what to call it, but it's like a cool toned brown, almost purpley looking shade. I'm gonna mix that with that. I'm gonna kind of go for more depth, but it's also gonna kind of warm it up. I don't even know. You know, I'm self-taught at makeup. I'm in no way like a professional, but I feel like my makeup looks good when I do it. And basically what I'm trying to say is I don't know what I'm talking about half the time, but you know, whatever looks best. Then I think I'm gonna go in with a like darker brown. I'm gonna take Bowie, which is that darker brown shade, and I'm gonna go into the outer corner of that, kind of in the socket, and stamp it on. Just want to add like darkness and depth to the outer corner, which I'm gonna do. Kind of going into the socket like I said, and then blending it, and then take this and kind of just blend that all. Now I'm gonna take a glitter glue just to kind of like get everything, you know, going, make sure it's perfect the way I want it. It is getting darker, which is really sad, but hopefully I can still do this. Take the glitter glue, put it on the back of my hand. I kind of like to swirl it around on the back of my hand until I get like a good layer on the back. And then I'm gonna place that on my lid. We're just gonna start one eye at a time because obviously like this dries, so you don't want it to be like all dried on your eyelid and then just not good. And then I'm going to take this brush is like flat shaded, and I'm going to just wipe it off first. And then I'm going to go into the shade Aura, that like red shade. And this seems to be like a very like pressed pigmented pigment glitter. Like I don't know how to describe it. It's like a glitter eyeshadow, but it's like very like, it's definitely gonna get messy. And I'm gonna start placing that. Oh yeah, that's pretty. And I find using a glitter glue works better than using like a setting spray because it's gonna stick to the glitter glue and it's gonna stay, give you pigmentation, and it's just gonna work a lot better. I'm gonna do like 2-ish layers. I'm just gonna build it up until I like how it looks, basically. I really like to focus it kind of on the lash line to make sure that pigment's there, and I'll kind of blend it around. Okay, now we're gonna go on to the other eye, and then we can always go back. Same thing with the glitter glue, but I think I'm not gonna use as much this time. Take it, and then same thing, and then eyelid. I especially want to focus it like in the inner part to like the center because that's just where I want it to pop and really show. Ooh, yes. I feel like this is like so winter, so fall, but I mean, it's good for spring too. And then I'm going to take Chai and bybel just to blend everything because I feel like I got super crazy. And I'm going to even go on like the outer part, almost outside my eyelid, and kind of blend it there. And then I'm going to take that brush again and place it on the inner of my lid. And then I kind of want to take this brush again, and I'm actually going to take the shade Stev, I think this is what it's called. It's like a red. I want to mix it with Bowie, which is that shade we used before. Make sure to tap off the excess, and I'm going to put it into that outer. Kind of stamp it on there. And then one more time, I'm going to take the red and place it in the inner corner half of the lid. And then I'll come back to the eyes later, and now we're gonna go on to our face makeup. So I don't really have any foundations that are too old, but I do want to use one I'm trying to use up. So technically I guess this is old news because this is like a new product, but I guess you could take this method as what's old in your collection use in a video, or you could take this as like any old products that you do own that aren't like available. This one is like discontinued, and as you can see, my wand, this is the Physicians Formula foundation, and I actually took the stopper out of this. which ended up working a lot better for me. And yeah, it's very wobbly, as you can see. Like, look at that. I don't know what happened with it, but one day, like, I don't know, something went wrong with it. So I'm just working with it, honestly. Just trying to use this foundation up. It's discontinued, like I said, and I loved this foundation, but unfortunately Physicians Formula is not cruelty free, and I'm kind of on the road of cruelty free. Like, I'm trying to get there, so I'm just gonna blend this out with a brush. Sometimes I will sponge. Typically when it's more broken out, I like to use a brush. I just feel like it works a lot better, and I'm just gonna blend this onto my skin. I find with quarantine going on, because technically I'm like glaming myself up for no reason today, but technically with quarantine going on, like, I don't really care about coverage as much. Like, if I'm not like perfectly covered, I don't have like the perfect whatever, I don't really care that much, actually. Like, it doesn't really bother me all that much, and I like to a lot of times take whatever foundation is left over on the wand and kind of play with that. Take it and kind of just blend it all over, kind of down my neck a little bit, because you don't want the color to be different. So always blend down the neck. I see foundation on the sides, and then also like in the bottom of the bottle, which a good way to get all that out is to like take, you can either buy one of those spatulas they have on Amazon, like the makeup spatulas, or you can take like a small like almost liner brush, and you can do that. But I just kind of like to take this, and then I'll do like a second round of blending. I like to kind of blend very well. I don't feel like I have concealers that are real old. I have the e.l.f. Camo, the Cokie one. I've used that in a couple videos. I have this Charlotte Tilbury one. My mom gave that to me. I did not buy that on my own. And I also have this Colourpop one I just bought. I feel like the e.l.f. one is pretty old-ish. I mean, it came out a couple months ago, but I feel like it's kind of old news. So let's use this one today. I'm just gonna go on my inner corners and then a little bit on the outer part of like that. Yeah, I feel like this one isn't like super new, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like most people have tried this one by now, and if you haven't, like, get on that. I know on Ulta they're like really sold out in it though, so, and like we're social distancing, so like it's not like one of those things where you just go out to the stores and buy it. And honestly, I'm not really into like buying makeup from the stores right now. I just feel like that is not a priority that I used to have, and I'm using my brush to blend this out. Normally I would use a sponge, but I'm being lazy and not wanting to wet my sponge right now, so I don't think we're gonna do that. I'm gonna use my finger, which I hate doing, to kind of blend it out in the inner corner, because I'm really not wanting to, well, I guess I'll just use that side of the brush. That's why a brush like this does come in handy, because this side you could use to blend out your concealer. Actually, the finger wasn't actually terrible, and I actually hate using my finger for makeup. You know what I mean? I just feel like it looks so bad. I also don't have any new powders, so I'm just gonna use my Makeup Revolution one. I really like this. I have mine in the shade P3, which is kind of light, but I actually like it because it really just blends everything. So I just like to set my eyelids, or my under my eyes. Normally I would set my eyelids, but obviously with this on, we're not doing that. And then setting my face with the rest of it. This is one of my favorite powders. I don't use powder foundation on its own. When I started wearing out makeup, or when I started wearing makeup, that's what I did, but not anymore. So I'm just gonna quickly blend. And also I can't forget about my neck where I applied foundation. Gotta show that some love too. And yeah, so basically my base is somewhat nothing new. I mean, primer was not old, I guess. I don't even know. Yeah, so now we have bronzer, and for bronzer I'm gonna use a palette I haven't used in such a long time. I remember when I first got this, I was kind of like obsessed with it, and I haven't used it in literally I don't remember the last time I used it. Maybe summer, maybe even before that, maybe like I don't even know when. But this is the Tartist Pro Glow palette. I was obsessed with this, I remember, at a time, and I forgot I had highlights in it. Wow, Katie. But I haven't used this in like literally such a long time. Oh my god, it's been a hot minute. Let's do it. I'm so excited, actually. I'm just gonna clean off this. I really need to wash my brushes, but today is not the day for that. So I'm gonna take the bronzer. I'm not gonna use the cream because I just set down my face, even though it's not like super set. But I am gonna take this, it's called Sculpt, This is more of a contour, I would say, but I haven't used this in such a long time. Oh yeah, that's nice. It's definitely not like as pigmented as what I'm using right now. Not to say it's not pigmented. I actually kind of like how it is because it's not like super intense. You can definitely get that look with it, but it's not like, whoa. Take it, go around my nose. Never like use like actually a physical nose brush. When I do it, I always just use whatever. I mean, this brush is small enough to get everywhere with it, so that's fine. I'm probably gonna use the highlights out of that because that actually looked real nice. I also haven't used my Profusion one in a long time, but I think that will be saved for another video. But yeah, that actually looks pretty nice. Gives me color and stuff. I am gonna blend it a little bit though, even though it's not like much, but I don't want it to look too intense, you know what I mean? It's kind of weird because I already did my eyes, so, but no, what should I do next? I guess I'll do like my inner corner highlighting type thing, which I'm just gonna use Bali for that, which is that color. I'm gonna go on my inner corner to highlight a bit. I'm going to take setting spray. Don't have anything new for that. I'm just using my Catrice. I'm actually almost out of this, which is exciting. Set my face down like this. This is when a fan would come in very well, but I'll just use a powder brush. And I'm gonna use one of these highlights out of the palette, might as well. I'm trying to decide which ones I want to use. I think I'm gonna go for strobe and then stunner. So do a little bit of strobe and then stunner. Tap it off and then go on to high points of my face, so like lots of glow, and then just go up with it and then go down the center of my face, kind of go on my lip, kind of go like all over essentially with it. That's what I really liked doing with it, I remember. And then make sure to really focus the highlight on the tops of the cheekbones. That's like really what I love. So beautiful. Love that. I don't know, I use a lot of my blushes a lot of the time. Like I don't really have a blush where I don't use. I'm kind of real into them. And I kind of want to just go natural with it today. So I'll probably just end up using Paarty. I've been using this a lot recently. And I actually have like a pan going in it, which is exciting. I'm gonna just do a little bit with this, and I also like to blend my blush into my highlight to make my highlight more natural. I think I'm gonna do my mascara last and my brows last because I just don't really have anything new for that. I've been using the same mascara for a while. I don't really change that up too often. I think the best color that's gonna look good with this look is a nude. So I'm gonna use my Bite Beauty Honeycomb. I used this for the first time in a while recently, but it is like one of my favorites and stuff. I love this lipstick. Then I like to take a gloss, and I recently put this in my project pan because I wasn't using it. It's kind of how I use my products. Is the Buxom White Russian lip gloss, and this is like a nude-ish color, so I like to place this on my lips to give them a glossy effect. This doesn't taste good, and if you don't like the plumping effect, I mean this one's not terrible, but you might not like it, but this just lightens that, and then it also gives you a glossy look and it plumps them up a little bit so they look amazing. But yeah, that's basically the makeup. I'm gonna go finish my brows and my mascara off camera, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so just blow dried my hair, and actually it's kind of like dampened some spots, but whatever. We blow dried it. That never happens, but my full face of makeup is on, and I'm obsessed with my look today. Like I love the look of like a cranberry. Well, this is kind of more red-ish cranberry. I don't know how to describe it. I love the look of a red eyeshadow is what I'm trying to say. Like a red cranberry, whatever you would call this. It's a red cranberry. Yeah, that's a vibe. I am obsessed with that kind of look. I don't know, I love that. And I'm actually loving like greens and reds and all that kind of fun stuff. It's just a fun time. But I love how this turned out and trying just products I haven't used in a while. It was so much fun. I definitely need to do it more often. But if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Comment down below any videos you'd like to see next. I know I have lots on my list, but I would love to hear what you want to see. Let me know what products you've tried recently that you hadn't touched in your collection in a while, or products you've tried you haven't used in a while. I think it's so interesting to hear about and stuff, so let me know that down below. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, because I post videos every single week. I'm trying to upload every Mondays and Fridays, and if I upload on a Wednesday, it is like a bonus to my life, to my channel. channel. So be sure to subscribe so you don't miss anything and hit the notification bell. You can also subscribe to my blog and my vlog channel. I'm pretty active on there, and also follow all my socials because I post over there all the time, especially on Instagram. Yes, we love that. And yeah, I hope you're doing well and hope you're having a great day, night, or whenever you're watching this. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.